Welcome to Right Side Trading, where you can learn how to trade on the right side with confidence. Today is July 9, 2016, and we will be bringing you the weekly market review. But before we do so, let me direct your attention to our website, and more importantly, I want to take you to our disclaimer page, okay? And if you go down here, right here, we want you to let you know that our products and services are provided solely for educational purposes. Our written and verbal statements, including those provided on our websites by staff members, testimony individuals, affiliates, and clients, are personal judgments and should be regarded as such. These written and verbal statements do not constitute investment advice. We are not licensed professional financial investors or licensed professional financial advisors, I should say. The government does want us to let you guys know that. So before you make any trading or investment decisions, please make sure you seek out the advice of a competent, licensed, professional financial advisor. Okay? All right, so that being said, let me take you to the charts for this week. And let's start off by going over, oops, wrong one. Let's do this. Remove all drawings. Okay, so here is a chart of the SPX on the daily chart, and that's what we'll be analyzing today because pretty much all the other charts on the indexes are pretty much shown on the. Well, maybe we'll go into that. That's fine. All right. So what are we looking at? I do have to bring your attention to what happened last week. When we did our video, remember, let me take you to our YouTube page. If you go to our YouTube page, go into YouTube, type in Right Side Trader. You will come over here, and if you click on this particular video right here on July 5th, 2016, you will see some of the things that we talked about, and I want to kind of talk about that today, okay? Because it's very important. Last week we were kind of like 50% bullish, 50% bearish. But there are certain things that we needed to see that would tell us whether or not the market was ready to go higher or whether or not it was ready to go lower, okay? And so one of the things that we mentioned was the fact that, let's go back to that day that we're looking at, which is this day right here. That was July 5th. We said if the market closes below this level right here, let me draw this on a parallel line. If the market closes below this level right here, then we can expect the market to go lower. However, if it closes above this level right there, we can expect the market to go higher. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have the market closing above that line. So we are expecting this market to go higher, okay? So if we were 50% bullish, 50% bearish last week, now we are more bullish, 90% bullish than we are bearish, okay? You always have to leave that room for the, unforeseen. However, based on what is written on the chart, the handwriting is already on the wall that this market is ready to go higher, okay? So we are looking at this market to go higher. Now, I do have to direct your attention to the weekly chart because also one of the things that we mentioned on the weekly chart was the fact that ever since we had that drop back in August of last year, we were looking at this in particular. Let me draw this right here. This is what we were looking at last week, and we had a line over here that said if the market should close above that, which it did last week, that was the one good sign that we had. And so when Tuesday came, last week Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday, so the market was open. But on Tuesday, after the market closed on Tuesday, we saw that it was slightly down. And I remember saying that we shouldn't have to worry about that because the good news of the fact is that this market had closed above this line right here. And whenever that happens, this is showing us that the market is ready to go higher. And man, oh man, oh man, did we get that correct or not? Okay, so the market is going higher. And so that was on the weekly chart. Now we have even more good news because now we come to the daily chart and we're looking at the most recent activity. And one of the things we mentioned again, which I just alluded to earlier, was if we have a close above this resistance, this wick right here, then we can expect the market to go higher. And so it did. So that's very, very good news for the bulls. Okay. We are bullish in all our trades right now, so that is a very good thing. Now, I do have to say this. We are getting really close to, let's see here. I'm trying to go 1 year back. Let me actually go 2 years back. 1 second. Let's go 2 years back. 2 years daily chart. Okay, good. All right. So this is the part that I want to highlight. Okay. So if we, now most people, again, like I said, will be focusing on the highs. Okay. They'll be focusing on the highs. Let me zoom in over here. Okay. Because that was the highest that we ever were in the past. Okay. Based on this red candle right here. So a lot of people are looking at that high. All right. We at Right Side Trading, we try to focus not only on the high, but also as well as the close. But the close having a predominant, the stronger message, okay? So this line right here, I'm going to color code that into a different color. We'll color code that as red. Yeah, let's leave that as red, okay? So the black line is the all-time high. The red line is the all-time closing high. Let's see. Let me use a brighter red. Okay. So we have the all-time high up here and the all-time closing high. Two difference. Okay. Two difference. There's a difference between the two. Let me do this real quick. We have all-time highs versus all-time closing highs. Okay, so what's the difference? All right, all-time highs versus all-time closing highs. Simply, all-time high is the highest that the price ever went. That's based on this week. All-time closing high is the highest close that we had. Okay, so we definitely try to monitor both of those. Put a little bit more emphasis on the close, all-time closing highs than the all-time highs. All right, so if we fast forward into the future, okay, we are getting really, really close to that all-time high, closing high, okay? So that's something that we have to look at, and that's on the daily chart. Now, a bit of a good news is if we switch to the weekly chart, however, what we will see, let's remove this for a second. What we will see is if we zoom in, what we will see is that the all-time closing high on the weekly is actually lower, okay? Oh my gosh, how could that be? Well, the weekly chart ends on Friday, so that closing high that we had on the daily chart, I bet you probably was not on a Friday, okay? And so now the good news is, just as we had good news last week that this market was closing higher than this level, now for the first time in almost a year or a little bit over a year, we've now had the highest closing actually in the history of the SPX. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. That means that the market closed the highest that it had, and the good thing about it is it's breaking out. I mean, there's a lot of breakouts, a lot of stocks breaking out, a lot of charts breaking out. So this is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. Okay, especially after we've seen this rally over here. The market has stalled for a while and now is beginning to break out, and it broke out so convincingly that it actually broke out to the all-time closing highs. Okay, so it's just a matter of time before we see this all-time high get taken out, probably next week. So week to week, we are seeing that this market is ready to go higher. Okay, candlesticks are confirming it. We had a bullish engulfing signal. Now is that being confirmed? The monthly chart, if we even go to the monthly chart, you'll see that the monthly chart is pretty much doing the same thing. Now, the only thing about the monthly chart is we still have to wait to the end of the month before we can, make any final conclusions. But, oh my gosh, man, oh man, oh man, there are so many things that are showing that this market is ready to go higher, okay? So going back to the weekly chart, we know week to week, this market is looking like it's ready to go higher, okay? So that's the very good news. That's the very, very good news about being bullish about this market right now. On the daily chart, same thing. It's confirming it. Market rallied, took a break, now is ready to start its next leg going up. And the fact that it closed towards the high is just another positive note that is showing us that the bulls are in control. Okay, so much for the Brexit thing. We saw reversal signals over here. I remember one person asking me if the market was going to actually just bounce and come right back down. I said, no, it's not. There's so many things that we see that is just showing you that this market is ready to go higher. All right. So even though last week we kind of like 50-50 at the beginning of the week, by the end of the week, there's no doubt in our minds that this market is looking to go higher. Now, I said I wasn't going to look at the other indexes, but just for kicks, let's go ahead and take a look at them real quick. If we look at the Russell, same thing is happening, okay? And when I say same thing is happening, is the fact that this rally took a break and now it's on its next leg, ready to go higher. Let's go to the NASDAQ, same thing as well. We can see that, you know, same thing, NASDAQ went higher, took a break, ready to go higher, okay? Each and every one of them confirming it with candlestick signals that are just, you know, fabulous ways to like get, you know, real good confirmation that this market is ready to go higher. The Dow, even though the Dow was acting like it was the most laggard one of them all, but even that too shows signals that it was ready to go higher, okay? Actually, let me haven't looked at this on the weekly chart. Let me just do this while I'm with you right now. Okay, so we still have some room to go on the Dow, but it is definitely showing that it's ready to go higher. Okay, the Dow is definitely showing that it's ready to go higher, and then the Dow Transportation is the last one that we always take a look at. All right, and you know, right now the Dow Transportation is the one that is also it's at the bottom of the channel going down, but you know, it's looking like it's ready to start heading back up again. Okay, let's do this. We go like this, and we form this into a channel. Okay, this is what we're going to be expecting on this to possibly even go higher. Okay, candlestick confirmation signals telling us it's ready to go higher. We have a piercing candle signal showing us that it's ready to go higher, and so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But we're just bringing this to your attention. Now, there's another video we did on our YouTube page, which I would definitely encourage you guys to go watch, and that is this video right here, Twitter Rebound. Okay, Twitter Rebound. I know a lot of people not looking at it, but we are putting this on the record saying that Twitter is ready to go higher. So I'll just leave that up to you guys. Go watch the video, see what we see on the charts that shows us that Twitter is ready to go higher. Okay, so mark this day, July 9, 2016. Most people are going to be like, wow, how come I didn't get into Twitter when Twitter was at 18 bucks? Now is the time to get into Twitter. Okay, that's at least how we see this. Okay, apart from that, that is, you know, really what we're looking at. As far as the market, week to week, we're expecting this market to continue going higher. Now, when I say the market is going to go higher, what does that mean? Okay, we need to clarify that. Okay, it is not uncommon for when we have a breakout as strong as we did on Friday. Let me remove all these candlesticks, all these drawings real quickly. It is not uncommon for when we see a breakout like that for the market to pull back just a little bit and go higher. So here's what I say. There's a number of things that we have to be aware of. Okay, the first thing is that let's go to the daily chart. Okay, so on the daily chart, here's where I want to zoom in on. Okay, so here's what we can expect. We can expect that if we draw this line from here to here, okay, here's our expectations. Okay, another case for the fact that the market, you know, really broke out. Okay, this has been acting as resistance. We had a resistance over here. We started with a resistance over there, resistance there, resistance there, resistance there, and then bam, we broke out of that. Okay, so the fact that we broke out of that, here's some things that we can see. When I say the market week to week is ready to go higher, does that mean every single day is going to go higher? That we don't know, but what we do know is, like, even if it does come down, okay, we expect it to come down to probably, like, say, maybe around here before it starts blasting back off. Maybe at the very least, or at the most, I should say, worst case scenario, the market pulls back down to this area before it starts coming back up, but bouncing off of here. I will put it in record and say that if the market should close below here, we got a problem. Okay, we got a problem. So you just have to trade, you know, wisely and accordingly. If the market should trade below this level or close, I shouldn't say trade, if it closes at the end of a day below this valley, any day, it closes below here, we got a problem. However, you know, it's not uncommon to see it bounce back to down this level right here before we start going higher. And it will have a very hard time. We anticipating that if we do have a pullback, it should be no more than this right here at the worst case scenario down here. But down here, because we have a confluence of supports, that is now in place. A lot of people think support is all the way down here, but sometimes you need to know when support has moved from the bottom to the top. And we teach that in our classes and our videos that we teach. So anyways, check us out on our YouTube page. Check us also out on our website. There's a lot of things that we cover in our courses at our homepage. Check those out. Bouncing stocks is a great one. Keep on talking about that. Check out our blogs. Sign up for our private mentorship. You can learn so much more. We have tons of students who are doing so much well now that they can understand how to see the market. Okay? So we'll leave it at that. And as always, remember to trade on the right side with confidence.